Okay, the next part we're going to do is this information bar that shows up. Of course, at the moment we have no text in it. It's empty. But we're going to display it. And this is kind of fun. All right, go down here and I'll just paste it in and we'll discuss it here. All right, the first thing we have are keyframes. You can look these up, but basically we're going to, how do you do that? You see the name of this keyframe is info scroll. And then down here on the div itself, the info div, I have animation name, an attribute called animation name, and I'm calling that. So basically what we're doing is we're building a function that we say off the start. We establish off the start. Remember, when the web browser reads the code, it reads from the line 1 all the way down. So it gets to line 171, and it says, okay, it's putting this in the memory of the computer. There is a keyframe called info scroll, and it's starting with 0 pixels width, and then I'm going to end up with a 450 pixel width. All right, so it puts that in the memory, and when it gets down here, it says animation name, info scroll. It goes ahead and does that. Now, if you didn't have a duration, it would do it so fast that it would be pointless to have it. So we also have this animation duration, and it's 2 seconds. So it'll take 2 seconds to go from 0 pixels all the way out to 450 pixels, and you can play around with the numbers and get them just perfect. Then the other thing here, and I didn't remember this, but I used to have, we'll do that. We'll give it a header, too. Then we'll also give it a paragraph. I don't know what we can say in here. I guess we can say H2. And then we'll close that out. H2. You learn something every day. I don't know. We'll just say true worship. We'll say praise the Lord. We can change that text later, but so at least we have something to visualize. All right, so what it's going to do here, let's go through this line by line. Position is absolute, so it's not going to change. It's going to be starting kind of right in here and then go out there, and it's going to be absolute. It'll scroll up and down with the page, but it'll always be right there. Weight or height is 150. Width is, we give it the width that we want to end with, right? Top is 300, so the top is going to be 300, and the left is going to be 70. And we've already played around with these numbers; they work. And then background color is gray. The opacity. Now, opacity is see-through. If I put 1 here, it is completely solid. You can't see through it. 1 equals 100% opaque. And then we go down from that to 0. So this is 70% see-through. That's what that means. Color is white, so the text color is going to be white inside of it. Padding is 10%, or 10 pixels, I'm sorry. And then we already talked about the animation name and animation duration. Now, we also made another keyframe up here called info appear. We're going from hidden to completely visible. And down here, H2, we have font size 22, bold, and then we're naming the animation name is info appear. It's going to take 1 second, and I'm going to delay 5 seconds. So I don't want to start this animation until 5 seconds after the page is loaded. Now, the reason we did that is because if we're appearing it in 1 second, but we're bringing it out, it takes 2 seconds to go all the way out. So basically what's going to happen when the page loads, it's going to take 2 seconds. Bam. And that leaves us 3 seconds before it starts appearing. If that makes any sense at all. Hopefully it does. And so then we have our paragraph size is 20 pixels, a little bit smaller text. And it's lighter, so it's not as heavy. This is bold. Our title header is bold, but our paragraph is lighter. We have the same specs. Actually, we have longer for duration. I don't know. I played with these numbers before. We'll see what they look like. All right, so if I refresh, we should see this information bar appear. There it is. Now, it seems like it did not do the delay thing. And I think that's why I shied away from this keyframes animation, because the delay does not work in all, all browsers. I think it worked in Chrome, but it didn't work in, obviously not working in Microsoft Edge. So that's probably why I got rid of doing it this way. But we'll leave it like that for now. It's a shame. I don't know why it doesn't work. I'll have to do some more research on that. Is there a way to get the delay to work in Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer as well? Let's try it again. See, it just showed up right away. It didn't work. The animation didn't. So I think the fix I did for that was I got rid of all the text inside here, and then later we could put it back in with JavaScript, and JavaScript works everywhere, and so we could keep it empty until it goes out and then display our text if we want to with JavaScript. But we'll leave it like that for now. And you see how that's absolute. It doesn't shrink as you go down. So, all right. If you have any questions, let me know.